This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Talking on the phone. Okay, well, let's get this thing going. Let's do it. All right, welcome to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And if you want to protect your hard-earned equity, like let's say you own your home free and clear, or you own multiple properties, or maybe you just have a lot of equity, well, you need to protect that equity, and the only way to do it for sure is to hire Equity Protect. They're the only company with a patented process that allows you to not have the financial crime happening to you at all because they physically stop it. EquityProtect.com is the only place to do that. And right now you can get a free risk assessment and just put your property address in and you can find out really, really quickly what your level of risk is. And then if you are a higher level of risk or maybe a medium to high, then you probably want to sign up for their product and you can get 30% off with the discount code PROTECT30. Tell them that the Radio Realtor sent you. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Garrett Reese, your neighborhood transformation specialist.
And as always, if you've got a question for us or a comment, or you're just ready, say, I want to hire you guys because I think you're so special, you can give us a call at 833-32-RADIO. That is the Radio Realtors hotline, 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us 24/7 on our website at theradiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com.
And we have a great show for you today with these topics. What's number one?
Scroll your way to the perfect home. Tips for turning dream scrolling into reality.
Yeah, right. You can scroll your own way. And then number two is an interview with Jeff Compton from Guild Mortgage. And the third thing is 5 tips for transforming your property into a renter's dream home.
So once again, you can get a hold of us at the Radio Realtors hotline anytime, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us and use that live chat option 24/7 at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. So what does your dream home look like? Can you picture it vividly? I mean, if you close your eyes, or is it more of just kind of a general idea?
Or maybe simply owning any home would be a dream come true for you.
Right. And the term dream home, it gets thrown around a lot by home buyers and us real estate agents, of course, but it's such a subjective term and it could mean different things to each person. But whatever your vision of the perfect home is, dreaming about it not only is common, but it may also help you achieve your dreams.
So aside from a dream home, what is dream scrolling, Rob?
Well, Garrett, dream scrolling is browsing the internet for things that you would love to buy, but you just can't afford yet. And according to a recent survey commissioned by Empower and conducted by the market research company OnePoll, the average person spends about 2.5 hours dream scrolling every single day.
Wow, I just calculated it, and it totals over 912 hours per year, which is 38 total days of just dream scrolling.
Right, and when you look at it that way, it kind of sounds awful, like it's a lot of wasted time, but that's not how most people see it. In fact, 71% of those surveyed said that they felt it was time well spent because it motivates them to reach their financial goals.
Yep, and 69% see it as an investment in themselves, although their bosses, they might disagree,
right,
since half of the respondents claim to spend hours per day doing this at work.
Yeah, and while their rationale may not hold any weight with their supervisors, here are the main reasons respondents said that dream scrolling is beneficial to them. 67% claimed that it helped them envision what they want in life.
And 42% said it was useful in planning their ideal retirement.
Yeah, and 56% said that it helps them to be smart with their money and make better choices about what to and not to spend it on.
And 30% stated that it helped them avoid making unplanned purchases or going into debt.
And 25% use it as a way to better plan and achieve their financial goals.
Well, it sounds like 60% of the time it happens every time.
That's right. And it works every time.
That's right.
60%
Darn it,
of the
almost
time.
had it.
That's a great movie line from Zoolander, right?
No, it's
Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Oh, yeah.
So that being said, the survey also shed some light on what people were typically spending their time scrolling for, including clothing, shoes, and accessories, which is 49%.
Yeah, and technology and gadgets, that's definitely me, 30%.
Home decor and furniture, 29%.
And beauty and self-care products, 23%.
Wow, and we've got things for their pets at 19%.
And unfortunately, these types of things aren't likely to help someone achieve their ideal life or retirement. But even so, more than half of those surveyed claim to have many things saved in their shopping carts or open tabs on their screen.
Yeah, Rob, and get this. According to a recent study, it's estimated that it would cost over $86,000 on average to afford everything they currently have saved in their virtual shopping carts.
However, Garrett, here's where the study will be of interest to our listeners. 1 in 5 people claimed that they were dream scrolling for their dream home.
Now, I think it's a much better way to focus time and attention if you're truly trying to envision the plan for living your best life and ultimately your retirement.
Yeah, and maybe the people who have nearly $90,000 worth of consumer goods saved in their carts should rethink those purchases and apply that money to a down payment for a house.
Exactly.
So let's talk about some do's and don'ts of dream scrolling for home buyers.
Rob, I think that dream scrolling can be a great way to make your dreams of homeownership a reality if you do it thoughtfully.
Right. And if you're one of the 1 in 20 people scrolling through listings looking for your dream home, there are a few things that you should avoid doing in order to make it as productive as possible.
Number 1 is looking at homes you can't expect to ever afford.
Yeah, it's easy to envision yourself living like a movie star in a mansion, but it's another thing to actually be able to afford that lifestyle unless maybe you hit the lottery or you land a leading role in the next blockbuster movie, right?
That can happen.
Yeah, it could.
So scrolling through homes that would obviously be a dream home but aren't attainable will make it nearly impossible for you to appreciate a dream home that's actually within your budget.
Yeah, so feel free to aspire and look at homes that are somewhat of a stretch, but kind of be careful not to fill your mind with visions of grandeur and looking at homes that very few people can really afford.
Okay, so number 2 is waiting for the picture-perfect home to hit the market.
Yeah, it'd be ideal if you could find a home that meets every single thing on your wish list. But the reality is no matter how much money you can spend, there's rarely a house that checks off every single box.
Right, Rob. Hunting for the perfect house is almost impossible. No home is going to have absolutely everything you want and nothing you don't.
Exactly. And a lot of first-time home buyers start out by looking for the perfect home or even their dream home. But buying your dream home as your first home is usually kind of unrealistic.
Yep, many times people will start off with a great first-time starter home and then build equity in order to put down a higher down payment on their next home, possibly getting closer to their dream home.
Yeah, so what we're saying here is that if you have a home that maybe checks off 7 or 8 of your 10 boxes, you may want to put in an offer.
Right, so let's get to number 3 is not taking an actual step to buy a house.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't just dream your way into a home, right? At some point, you need to take action, not just scroll
Can't just
through.
manifest it to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess people do that, but part of it is that you can't just scroll through listings, right?
Sure.
In order to make your dream scrolling more productive and turn your hopes into dreams, there are some things that you can do to make it happen.
Yeah, first you need to find out how much you can currently afford by getting pre-approved with a mortgage lender.
Right. You might think that you know how much you need to afford the house of your dreams, and you might even think that you know how much you can actually afford. But at least for many buyers, that first step is finding out how much a mortgage lender will approve you to spend.
So why not give us a call at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, and we will pair you up with one of our trusted mortgage professionals.
Exactly, Garrett. And here's where you can find out how much different your financials would have to be to afford your dream home. If you're determined to buy a house in a price range that's higher, you can ask our lenders to advise you on what it would take for you to be able to afford the higher end home.
Right. Maybe that higher priced range could be within your reach if you can get yourself a promotion, right? Or maybe even you have a side hustle.
Yeah, there's people out there that do DoorDash and all that other stuff. So other questions to ponder are, do you just need to save a little bit more for a down payment? Or is there a distant rich uncle in your life who told you he's going to be leaving you a ton of money when he passes away?
Or is it more of a pipe dream than a realistic dream for you to be able to afford that dream home right away?
Right. So what we're saying here is focus on what you can afford now or in the very near future, because waiting to have enough money to afford what you've determined is your dream home could take years to save up for a down payment and the ability to handle the monthly payments on your dream home.
And as you're waiting to have the money that you need, there's a good chance that the value of the homes will be increasing, making it constantly a moving target, right?
Right.
So, hey, why not give us a call at 833-32-RADIO? That's 833-32-RADIO, and we will pair you up with one of our trusted mortgage professionals.
That's a great thing, Garrett. And we can find out exactly how much that you could be approved for, and you could have that golden ticket in your hand. And these are RWA certified pre-approvals, right? So this means that you're ready, willing, and able to buy a home, and it's almost a guarantee. So give us a call, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, and we've got to go to break. But don't go anywhere, because we've got more great information about how you can turn dream scrolling into reality. And we'll be back after this. Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
Larry Elder here, the great Eldersky, and I'm so happy to be back on AM 1380 The Answer. Did you know that because of our current administration, 86% of U.S. renters would like to buy a home, but they feel they can't? It's a sad situation, but as my father, Randolph Elder, said, hard work wins. You can't control the outcome, but you can control the effort. How do you control the effort if you want to buy a home in Northern California? You call the Dream Team, the Robert Lewis Group, with eXp Realty. Check it out. Darren and Teresa had been renting for years, and they wanted to buy a home for their family of four, and even though they thought it was a lost cause, they made the call to Rob and his team. And in just a few days, they were pre-approved and out looking at homes. Rob found them the perfect home, negotiated a great price, and in just 21 days, they had the keys to their dream home. Hard work wins. So call Rob today at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. DRE number 01406275.
With summertime here, maybe it's finally time to do something with that house that you own that is stressing you out.
Yeah, whether it's a heavy fixer-upper with deferred maintenance, an older all-original home, an inherited house, or even a hoarder home.
Or maybe you have bad tenants, a divorce sale, or you're behind on payments.
We've got something called the Easy Cash Offer. If you're in need of a fair and quick all-cash home sale, Rob and Garrett here at the Radio Realtors can help.
Call the Radio Realtors today, 833-32-RADIO.
That's 833-32-RADIO. DRE number 01406275.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And, you know, we've got more people joining the team for Equity Protect. Obviously, if you listen to AM 1380 The Answer, you're hearing Dennis Prager talk about it. You're hearing Sebastian Gorka talk about Equity Protect, Mike Gallagher. Why? Because they are a great company and they do great things, and they are helping thousands of Americans protect their equity and protect their homes from fraudsters. And there's a lot of people out there that are just starting to look at how can they scam people that own their homes free and clear. And they're getting more and more desperate and more sophisticated. So you want to protect your hard-earned equity, and you don't want to have that money lost to scammers. You want to keep that yourself because you worked hard for it. Go to equityprotect.com, get your free risk assessment today, and tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you. And then if you want to sign up for their service, all you got to do is use the discount code PROTECT30. That's PROTECT30, and you can get 30% off your first year. I'm Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And this is Garrett Reese, your neighborhood transformation specialist.
And we're talking about dream scrolling. And one of the funny things you said is that Fleetwood Mac song, You Can Go Your Own Way.
It's not You Can Scroll Your Own Way?
Yeah, well, you can scroll your own way.
I thought that's what it was.
Right, and dream scrolling is browsing the internet for things that you would love to buy, but you can't afford just yet. And gosh, it was funny because we had all this information about 67% of people claim that dream scrolling helps them envision what they want in life. 42% say that it's useful in planning for their ideal retirement. 56% say it helps them be smart with their money and make better choices. 30% stated that it helped them avoid unplanned purchases or getting into debt. 25% said they use it as a better way to plan and achieve their financial goals. But the funny thing is that a lot of people use it. They have this cart, maybe it's on Amazon or whatever, and they've got clothing and shoes and accessories in there and technology and gadgets, which I shop for things and I go, gosh, that looks really good,
I took from that was the percentages seem so high. That must be because that social media is not allowed on work computers, but apparently Zillow is.
Yeah, Zillow. And well, I think that they are, looking at Amazon at work, but they say that like 2.5 hours is spent a day, usually at work, dream scrolling, so it's funny. I don't know about you, but I get like screen fatigue sometimes. If I'm doing it too much or looking at social media or Twitter or X now or looking at Facebook or whatever, I just start to get tired and my eyes start to burn and things like that. So
you might need to scroll your own way.
Yeah, scroll somewhere else. Yeah,
exactly.
But some of the do's and don'ts for dream scrolling, if you're looking for a home, is number one, don't look for homes that you can't expect to ever afford. So if you're looking at, and I'm talking, let's say it's a $10 million home and you're thinking, well, you know what? I'm not going to live in Beverly Hills ever.
But if you play the lottery every week, you can't say it's never going to happen.
There's a chance. So you say there's a chance. Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to dream and things like that. But we're talking about if you're dream scrolling for $10 million homes and you haven't bought your first home, which is probably going to be somewhere around $400,000 to $600,000 or whatever, right? That's what we're talking about. Looking at homes that you never could, hey, the Taj Mahal's for sale, or Graceland is for sale, right? Maybe I should buy that one as my first home. Probably not.
I've been in the Graceland house.
Have you?
Yeah.
I like a fried peanut butter and sandwich. Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was.
I haven't been there.
This is going back to the late 90s, so I'm going off of memory. But obviously, Shag, and it was very 70s. But I went into
the jungle room.
The jungle room, and so you got Graceland, and then obviously you you can tour the automobiles that he has, the airplane, the TCB. So it was definitely something to see for sure.
Well, somebody just recently tried to steal that home. But I guess they put a lien on Graceland.
Priscilla didn't have Equity Protect.
Yeah, she didn't, but they ended up stopping it. But it was shocking. I mean, they almost lost it to a scammer.
Shame.
And that's Graceland. I'm gonna win that race. I loved watching those movies with him in it because he would just sing. Eddie Murphy
he wanted a true role. He didn't. That was the issue that he had with the admiral or the general. Or
yeah,
which one?
I don't know. I don't remember which one it was.
His manager. He referred to him
the general. I think.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So he always wanted him to play roles where he's singing because that's what everybody knew him by. Where he wanted to play like actual roles and be a Marlon Brando kind of character.
Well, you remember Eddie Murphy, right? He's like, because he would sing Elvis would sing all his lines. They go, "Hey Elvis, would you like some lemonade?" He goes, "Lemonade, the cool, refreshing drink." But it was cool because he could sing all his lines. Sure. I think that's great. The second mistake is waiting for the picture perfect home to hit the market. You're dream scrolling and you're just looking for that home that checks every single box. And we're saying that if a home checks, maybe your first home that you're buying checks 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 boxes, it might be a good thing to make an offer on that home, because you maybe can fix those last 2 boxes at a later date, but you're probably not going to get that picture perfect home, your first home, especially when you're dream scrolling, right?
Sure.
Now, number 3 is not taking any actual steps to buy a house. I mean, at some point, you got to take action, right? You can't just dream scroll, right? So that means getting pre-approved for a mortgage and things like that. And we have some great lenders that we work with that can get you pre-approved and ready to go. And we've actually had people where they got out of dream scrolling, they scrolled their own way. We got them actually into the process of looking at homes,
that they
and
should be
within
looking at.
10 days, they had the keys to that home. It can happen that
They
fast.
got their dream home.
You can go from dream scrolling to dream living, right?
There you go.
Exactly. So give us a call. 833-32-RADIO is our number. That's 833-32-RADIO. A couple other things to keep in mind is, do you need just a little bit more money for a down payment? You know, maybe that can make a difference. Maybe you have a rich uncle that passed away that left you in his will, and there's money coming to you there. You know, maybe you did win the lottery. I actually have a friend of mine, his parents won the lottery twice, like in 2 years.
Whoa.
I mean, it's crazy.
Holy smokes.
I mean, it seems like, you know, if you won the lottery the first time, like at least these days, are you playing every single week after that? I mean, you just got $180 million. Are you going, hey, I think I have a pretty good chance?
Whoever stops gambling once they start.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's funny though.
enough?
But if you had that much, like you won Powerball or whatever, the
Well,
Mega
they
Millions.
won 180. Now they're angry that they only got 90.
Yeah.
Because of the taxes.
Oh, yeah, you're probably
They said,
right.
you know what?
Yeah.
I got to do this again. That's not enough.
Yeah, but what we're saying here with dream scrolling is focus on what you can afford now or in the near future, right? And you're probably better off adjusting your criteria and expectations and finding a home that you can appreciate for now. And, you know, as you build up equity, maybe it'll allow you to eventually buy your true dream home, or maybe you'll find that some personal touches on the one that you buy is truly your dream home, right? So the takeaway here is dream scrolling is a new term to describe when people spend time looking online at things they'd like to own someday, but maybe they can't afford yet. And according to a recent study, people are spending an average of 2.5 hours per day doing this, which you did the math, it was like 38 days per year.
Yeah, that's over a month.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a productive month at work.
Yeah, spent dreaming on what you want to buy. In fact, 1 in 20 people of those surveyed claim they use dream scrolling as a way to find their dream home.
And Rob, while it can be an inspirational and potentially useful approach, if you truly want to buy your dream home, you may need to take action by finding how much you can truly afford.
Yeah, right now. And you can do that. You also need to be realistic about what constitutes a dream home by focusing on homes within your budget. So why not get RWA certified today with one of our trusted mortgage advisors? Give us a call right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or live chat with us at theradiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com.
Yep. And instead of just dream scrolling for your next home, let's get you rocking and rolling by getting you pre-approved and getting you out to look at homes. And like we said, you could be in your next home in as little as 10 days with the Radio Realtors. Call us right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or live chat with us at theradiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. And we will be back after this.
AC, heat, and plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, plumbing and heat, yeah.
Robert Lewis here from the Radio Realtors, and right before this big heat wave, my AC system died. But I have to tell you, I'm so thankful that I called my friends at Lee's Air Plumbing and Heat. My family chose a Bosch 18-SEER system, and now even through this scorching heat wave, our home is cool and comfortable, and our utility bills are 35% less. Nobody wants to replace their HVAC system, but if you have to, with Lee's you may qualify for up to $8,500 in rebates. So if you need a new HVAC system, repairs, or just a tune-up, go to leesair.com. That's leesair.com.
AC, heat, and plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, plumbing and heat, yeah. Lee's AC.
Hi, Larry Older here, and you've heard me say that success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. And with the recent NAR settlement, selling a home is more complicated than ever before. And that's why if you need to sell, you have to be prepared and hire a hard-working realtor. You also need a tough negotiator to help you net the most money possible. My recommendation? Call my friend Robert Lewis with eXp Realty. Check this out. Angie had to sell her home in Rancho Cordova and moved to Colorado for work. She needed her home sold quickly to buy her next home. And because Rob spends thousands of dollars on marketing each month, he has a pool of buyers that are ready to buy. Rob sold Angie's home in just 19 days for the full list price. Rob referred her to an agent in Colorado through his nationwide network of realtors and helped her negotiate a great deal on a home there too. Sell your home today for top dollar. Call Rob with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. DRE number 0140625.
Robert Lewis here from the Radio Realtors, and it's often debated, what is the best season to have your carpets professionally cleaned? Some say spring, some say fall, but one of my favorite times of the year to get my carpets zero-resified is summer. Summertime is the one time of year you're more likely to have friends and family visit your home. There are also many fun activities both indoors and outdoors, so your home takes a beating from the extra traffic, leaving your rugs and furnishings worse for the wear. So what should you do? Just call my friends at Zero Res. Zero Res Carpet Cleaning provides you with insanely clean carpets for a smarter, longer-lasting clean because their process is free of soaps, harsh chemicals, and even fragrances. Their skilled technicians revive and refresh your carpets quickly, affordably, and simply better than the competition. Right now, get 3 rooms clean starting at just $139. Call Zero Res right now at 916-245-2992 or book online at ZeroResSacramento.com. Spell it forward or backwards, it spells the same, Zero Res. Rob here reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at RadioRealtors.com.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second of it.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Guild Mortgage, you're on the air.
Yes, Rob, how are you today?
All right, welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show. We are proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And we've been telling you every week, title fraud and theft is on the rise and people are getting their equity stolen. And it especially is vulnerable for you if you own your home free and clear or you have thousands of dollars in equity. There's only one company on the planet that stops scammers dead in their tracks, and that is Equity Protect. You can get your free risk assessment today by going to EquityProtect.com. That's EquityProtect.com, and tell them that the Radio Realtor sent you. I'm Robert Lewis, your real estate professor. And for this segment, we have a special guest with us who's been turning people's dreams of home ownership into reality for 35 years. That's a long time, folks. Please welcome Jeff Compton. He's a seasoned mortgage loan officer with Guild Mortgage. Jeff, it's great to have you with us again on the show.
Thank you, Rob. Good to be there.
So, Jeff, you've been in the mortgage industry for almost 4 decades. And
not quite that long. You're aging me, Robert.
But
Keep going.
A long time, right? And you've helped countless people navigate the often complex world of home loans. Can you share with our listeners just a little bit about your journey and how you became a mortgage loan officer? Because I know it's a cool story.
Sure. Out of school, I was an accounting major, and I decided I would embark upon a career being a CPA. And, after a couple of years, discovered not only did I not like it, but it didn't like me that much either. But what it did give me is a really solid background on numbers background, along with some real good background on taxes, profit and loss statements, which has helped me a lot throughout my loan career because we deal a lot with self-employed people. So in analyzing their tax returns, in optimizing their purchasing power, and then just being numbers oriented overall obviously helps in this business as well. So, and the reason I left the CPA realm of life is I wasn't able to deal with people enough. I love dealing with people, helping people. and it was just way too numbers oriented, not enough people oriented. So that's why I made a career change. It was the best thing I ever did.
Well, we're happy that you did that, Jeff, and made that change. So, I mean, the mortgage process, it can be intimidating, especially for first-time home buyers, right? What do you think is the most crucial factor in ensuring a great home buying experience?
Unequivocally for our team, our emphasis is on educating the buyer or borrower. And so we take a lot of time working slowly with the family and wanting to make sure they understand the process, their options, various strategies. And through that education process, what it's allowing us to do is to develop a really strong line of open communication with each other where they feel comfortable reaching out with questions. We don't always have the answer, but we can go get the answer very, very quickly because we deal a lot directly with our local underwriters. If there's ever any question we need clarification on, so that we can optimize their time frames and optimize their purchasing power in buying a home.
It's all about providing personalized guidance, answering their questions, addressing concerns so that they feel more confident and supported from the beginning to the end of it, right?
Yeah, and the part that on their end that they really have to help us with is just being thorough in doing the loan application that we set them up to do and providing documentation. They just need to be very thorough in that. And that really streamlines the process and makes the experience much more tolerable and maybe even enjoyable. So there you go.
Well, that makes perfect sense. Now, many people aren't sure even if they qualify to buy a home. So what advice would you give someone who's maybe uncertain about their loan profile or their profile as a potential buyer?
Yeah, the first step is pick up the cell phone and reach out to us. That will begin the conversation of directing them to an online loan application that we can start building unique strategies for them and just come up with some different options for them. And don't count yourself out. The time is not right now. We create a plan that works in the future. Whenever a client or borrower is ready, that's when we want to be prepared with a complete file, and in many cases we'll take it all the way through credit underwriting so that they're able to, and the realtors certainly appreciate this in that we have a loan that's already approved and they can offer shorter time frames to close a loan. So the profile, though, we spend a lot of time digging through their detail, enhancing credit if we need to do it, optimizing the income that we're able to use for a file. We have a lot of experience doing that, and again, in optimizing their purchasing power.
Yeah, well, it's super reassuring to know that there's help available, especially from your team there. Speaking of profiles, what are some of the common issues that potential homebuyers face, in your opinion, and how do you assist them in overcoming those challenges?
Yeah, there are a few of them. One, is credit. We spend a lot of time with clients if we can improve their credit score, enhance their credit score for better loan programs, better interest rates, more loan programs being available to them. We spend a lot of time with clients doing that. And it doesn't cost them a dime. We run credit simulators. We give them the direction, and then it's up to them to kind of execute the strategy. Another challenge that it's faced sometimes is cash, money that for down payment and closing costs. And, we utilize, I've always worked in the first-time homebuyer arena, so we're very versed on the first-time homebuyer programs that are available out there and which programs might best fit a borrower's profile and direct them into those loan programs that most benefit their profile. Affordability right now is another challenge. And, there are strategies where buying down an interest rate or having a seller help buy down an interest rate either temporarily or permanently. That's another challenge that home buyers face. And that's one of the ways to bridge that is through doing some interest rate buy downs. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's super clear. I mean, I've worked with you for, it's been over 20 years now, and it's clear that you're dedicated to our clients. Can you share a success story on an experience where we were able to make a significant difference for a home buyer or home buyers?
Yeah, in fact, ironically, it would have been a deal that you and I worked on, Rob, back probably been 6 months. We had a mother-daughter come to us and a little bit challenged on the credit side for the mother, and really to optimize their situation, they needed to be able to afford a home. She had a disabled son, the mother did, that lived with them. And for them to qualify on just the daughter's credit would not have gotten them a home that would have worked for all three of them. So we worked with the mother, enhanced her credit score, enabled them to utilize down payment assistance and go together on the loan. And so the disabled brother, instead of sleeping on the couch in the living room, they were able to afford a home, a 3-bedroom home where he had his own bedroom. And that was just a huge victory, a really heartfelt victory for that family. That was really awesome.
Yeah, it definitely was. And one of the funnest things for me is being able to hand the keys to somebody and let them open that door the first time and, walk into a home that they
actually own, and it's in their name. And that, I will tell you, that was there was some tears involved.
Yeah,
and it was joyful tears. But that type of situation, especially helping them, was extremely gratifying. And then we have dozens and dozens of these that we could talk about, but that one is super special. So, kind of wrapping up, Jeff, I mean, it's super clear that, you have a profound impact on your clients' lives. And what final piece of advice would you give to anyone out there maybe just thinking about buying a home right now?
Yeah, I think the most critical thing right now is don't wait for interest rates to come down, because they are over the next 6 to 24 months, we're going to see interest rates come down. But for people to wait until they do is a mistake, because we've got so much demand, so many potential home buyers sitting on the sidelines waiting for that to happen, that as the rates come down, home prices are going to go up. There's just no other direction they can go, because you've got my team, ourselves, we have probably 100 buyers that are pre-approved, that they're just waiting for rates to drop, even as I encourage them to consider, to do it now. And I think they're beginning to get that idea. Don't wait for rates to come down, because you're always going to have the opportunity to refinance to lower rates as they do come down, and avoid these home prices that are going to escalate as we move forward.
Yeah, and I would totally agree with that, because there are a lot of people sitting on the sidelines waiting for those interest rates to go down. And even Dave Ramsey said not too long ago that right now is the best time to buy a home, because we know what interest rates are, and the prices are probably the lowest they're going to be for some time. We're not going to see a market crash because we don't have a lot of bad loans out there. And once those rates go down, all these other people are going to come back into the market. There's going to be multiple offer situations, bidding wars, and things like that. It's going to make things go higher. So right now is a great time. You can always refinance down the road, and then you have the home that you wanted and you didn't overpay.
Absolutely. And as far as rates go, Rob, they have come down some. I mean, we're down in the very low sixes on many programs.
That's great.
When we were well above the sevens previously. And think about it, you can't really lose going into a home purchase with rates now, because if the rates went up for some reason, which I don't believe they are, but if for some reason they went up, then you got rates at the bottom. And if rates go down, you can always refinance to the bottom. So it's a kind of can't-lose situation, in my opinion, on rates. And part of that is because they've come down a little bit over the last 3 or 4 months. So that's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to get a hold of Jeff directly, and he said, just call him on his cell phone, he will answer his own phone. It's 916-765-2900. That's 916-765-2900. And then what is your website, Jeff?
It's jeffcompton.com.
So jeffcompton.com. That's jeffcompton.com, like straight out of Compton. You can do an online application. And then if you forgot any of that information, you can go to radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. Click on our Trusted Vendors tab, and you'll find Jeff Compton and Guild Mortgage right at the top. You can click on that and go straight to his website. So, hey, Jeff, thanks for taking the time today and being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Rob. Appreciate it.
You got it. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. There are some people that believe that all mortgage lenders are the same. But do you believe that diamonds and cubic zirconia are the same? Well, at first glance, they look very similar. But to the trained eye, they are totally different, because one's a fake. What's even worse is when you're in the middle of buying a home and you discover that your mortgage lender is a cubic zirconia. This discovery could make you lose your dream home and your hard-earned money. And if you want the real thing and not a fake when it comes to buying your next home, you need the diamond of lenders, Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage. Jeff and his team, they're devoted to helping you get the right loan with the best interest rates and the lowest fees. And Jeff can close fast, in many cases, in as little as 10 to 21 days. For a quick response, you can call or text Jeff at 916-765-2900. That's 916-765-2900. Or apply online at jeffcompton.com. That's jeffcompton.com. NMLS ID number 298997. Equal housing lender.
Larry Elder here, the great Eldersky, and I'm so happy to be back on AM 1380 The Answer. Did you know that because of our current administration, 86% of U.S. renters would like to buy a home, but they feel they can't? It's a sad situation, but as my father, Randolph Elder, said, hard work wins. You can't control the outcome, but you can control the effort. How do you control the effort if you want to buy a home in Northern California? You call the Dream Team, the Robert Lewis Group, with eXp Realty. Check it out. Darren and Teresa had been renting for years, and they wanted to buy a home for their family of 4, and even though they thought it was a lost cause, they made the call to Rob and his team. And and in just a few days, they were pre-approved and out looking at homes. Rob found them the perfect home, negotiated a great price, and in just 21 days, they had the keys to their dream home. Hard work wins, so call Rob today at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com, DRE number 01406275.
With summertime here, maybe it's finally time to do something with that house that you own that is stressing you out.
Yeah, whether it's a heavy fixer-upper with deferred maintenance, an older all-original home, an inherited house, or even a hoarder home.
Or maybe you have bad tenants, a divorce sale, or you're behind on payments.
We've got something called the Easy Cash Offer. If you're in need of a fair and quick all-cash home sale, Rob and Garrett here at the Radio Realtors can help.
Call the Radio Realtors today, 833-32-RADIO.
That's 833-32-RADIO. DRE number 01406275.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the EquityProtect.com studios. And title fraud and theft, they are both on the rise. And if you own your home free and clear, or you have a lot of equity, you need to protect it. The only one way to completely stop scammers from stealing your hard-earned equity is by registering for Equity Protect. You can do that at EquityProtect.com. But one of the great things that they do is you can actually go to their website and you can take a free risk assessment. No charge for it. Put your address in, find out what your risk level is. If it's a low risk level, you probably don't need the service at this time, but you can sign up for their free monitoring service that doesn't cost you anything. If you are a medium to high risk, then you probably need their service. And right now you can get 30% off for the first year by just going to the website EquityProtect.com, putting in the discount code PROTECT30 and tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And this is Garrett Reese, your neighborhood transformation specialist.
And we are wrapping up the show with a great topic. And this is something that I know that when you do your remodels, that you're trying to transform the home into a buyer's dream home. We're going to talk about 5 tips for transforming your property into a renter's dream home. And owning a rental property, it can be a lucrative and fulfilling venture, but as many landlords know, it also comes with its fair share of challenges, right? One of the biggest jobs is transforming your property into a place that tenants will be excited to call home. From minor changes to big renovations, these tips we're going to give you and we're going to share with you will help you attract and retain happy tenants while also increasing the value of your property.
So let's get into tip number 1. Focus on curb appeal.
Yeah, you know what? First impressions matter, right? I see that like in your remodels, you always have a nice doormat. You've got that wreath on the front, these little touches. But when it comes to rental properties, it's especially important because the exterior of your property is the first thing that potential tenants will see. So you want to make sure it's visually appealing.
You want to keep your lawn well maintained. Also, add some colorful plants or flowers, and maybe consider repainting the front door and adding a new mailbox, just to make the property stand out.
Right. And these small changes can have a big impact on curb appeal and attract more interested renters. And maintaining curb appeal should be an ongoing task, as it can quickly diminish if it gets neglected.
Exactly. So be sure to regularly mow your lawn, trim the bushes, the hedges, maybe keep the exterior of the property clean and well maintained.
Also consider hiring a landscaping or maintenance service if you don't have time or resources to do it yourself. A little effort in maintaining that curb appeal can go a long way in keeping your rental property looking attractive to potential tenants.
How about tip number 2? Keep it clean and well maintained.
Yeah, no one wants to live in a dirty or poorly maintained home. So schedule regular deep cleanings for your rental property, including carpets, windows, and the common areas.
You should also stay on top of any necessary repairs and some maintenance tasks. So this will not only make your tenants happy, but also prevent bigger, more expensive problems down the road.
And Garrett, sometimes it can be difficult for tenants to find the time to clean, especially if they have a busy schedule. So consider offering a cleaning service as part of the rental agreement. And you should also offer suggestions for top cleaners in your area, or simply provide guidelines and tips for maintaining a clean home.
So let's talk about tip number 3 is update the kitchen and bathroom.
Yeah, the kitchen and the bathroom are two of the most important rooms in a home. So investing in updates for these areas can greatly improve the appeal of your rental property.
Right. So let's consider replacing maybe old appliances with newer ones, energy efficient models, and updating fixtures and hardware for a more modern look.
Yep. And in the bathroom, you can replace outdated tiles or add a fresh coat of paint for a quick and affordable transformation. And to make your kitchen and bathroom updates truly valuable, try to focus on making them timeless.
Exactly. Avoid trendy designs and instead offer classic, neutral styles that will appeal to a wide range of tenants.
Right. And this will not only save you money in the long run, but also ensure that your rental property stays attractive for years to come.
Absolutely. Tip number 4 is offer amenities.
Yeah, one of the ways to make your rental property stand out from the rest is by offering amenities that tenants will appreciate. This could include things like a washer and dryer in the unit, a dishwasher, or even just some simple extras like high-speed internet.
These little touches can make a big difference for potential renters when comparing properties. And the type of amenities you offer may also depend on the location of your rental property.
Right. For example, if you have a property in an urban area with limited parking options, offering a designated parking spot for your tenant, that could be a huge selling point.
And Rob, if your property is in a more suburban or rural area, you can consider adding outdoor spaces such as a patio or a backyard, for tenants to enjoy.
Yeah, that's one thing that you do on all your listings, right? Is that you put a nice cornhole area or...
Yeah, I'm kind of a sucker for a fire pit. It just takes up nice space. People like that idea because people want to utilize their backyard for entertaining.
Absolutely. And so what you want to do is you want to think about the needs and preferences of potential tenants in your area and try to cater to them with amenities that you offer.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the 5th tip, which is personalize the decor.
Yeah, while you want your rental property to have broad appeal, adding some personal touches can make it feel more like home for your tenants.
Right. You should consider adding some artwork, plants, some unique light fixtures to give the space some character and make it feel more inviting.
Yeah, and just be sure to keep these changes neutral and easy to switch out for future tenants. And don't forget to periodically update the decor in your rental property to keep it fresh and appealing.
This could include changing some throw pillows, swapping out wall art, or even repainting a room. You want to aim to make updates every few years as needed, depending on wear and tear.
Yeah, and be sure also to get feedback from your tenants on their preferences and use that information to guide your decorating decisions. And by implementing these tips, you can transform your rental property into a renter's dream home.
Yeah, not only will this attract happy tenants, but it will also increase the value of your property in the long run.
And remember to always keep the lines of communication open with your tenants and address any concerns promptly so you can maintain a positive landlord-tenant relationship. So the wrap up here is, in discussing these tips for transforming your property into a renter's dream home, one thing that the rental market and the sales market have in common is location. And this is a big part of the picture when you're looking for the best investment property. You want to buy a house in a neighborhood that looks safe. And by safe, we mean that when you look up and down the street, you don't see like bars on the windows and chain link fences around the perimeter of every property.
Right. These things will make tenants not want to rent your home.
Right. So ask yourself these kinds of questions. Would you feel comfortable having a child playing in the front yard unattended? Also, would you move into this house yourself? And does it feel like a friendly neighborhood?
Right. You want an environment that's comfortable and attractive for tenants.
Exactly. And this is an excellent example of why flips don't always do well. You can renovate a distressed property into a gorgeous home inside and out, but if that home is on a street nobody really wants to live on, probably have it vacant, right? And you won't earn back that money that you've invested.
That's very true. Location is everything. So Rob, if you ever want any help with buying a rental property, Try calling the experts, the Radio Realtors, at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with the Radio Realtors anytime at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. And happy renting, right? For those people out there that you have rental properties. But yeah, if you want to buy a rental property or any property, or you want to sell a property, we are here for you. We are full-time realtors, and this is what we do, and we would love to help you. Give us a call at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us anytime at radiorealtors.com. And I've got one thing to say to you. Stay classy, Northern California.
And thanks for stopping by.
AC, heat, and plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, plumbing and heat, yeah.
Robert Lewis here from the Radio Realtors, and I know by experience having your AC break down on a hot summer day is the worst. Instead of enjoying the cool comfort of your home, you're scrambling to find a good HVAC company, wondering if this will require just a simple repair or if it's time to get a new system. Well, don't worry. The best AC repair service is just a click away. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating offers a wide range of high-quality services to fix problems with your AC system. Their team of experts will work hard to get your broken AC unit back up and running. Don't sweat it. Book your service now at leesair.com. That's leesair.com.
AC, heat, and plumbing, you just call Lee's. It's easy as calling Lee's. Lee's AC, Lee's AC, plumbing and heat, yeah. Lee's AC.
Hi, Larry Elder here, and you've heard me say that success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. And with the recent NAR settlement, selling a home is more complicated than ever before. And that's why if you need to sell, you have to be prepared and hire a hard-working realtor. You also need a tough negotiator to help you net the most money possible. My recommendation? Call my friend Robert Lewis with eXp Realty. Check this out. Angie had to sell her home in Rancho Cordova and moved to Colorado for work. She needed her home sold quickly to buy her next home. And because Rob spends thousands of dollars on marketing each month, he has a pool of buyers that are ready to buy. Rob sold Angie's home in just 19 days for the full list price. Rob referred her to an agent in Colorado through his nationwide network of realtors and helped her negotiate a great deal on a home there too. Sell your home today for top dollar. Call Rob with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. DRE number 014-06275.
Rob here reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at radiorealtors.com.